Okay, let me respond to some of the comments and that were made either personally or in general terms. We heard that San Luis Chamber of Commerce is supporting the viewshed element. And the same folks who are supporting San Luis Chamber of Commerce position are the same folks who did not support San Luis Obispo Chamber of Commerce decision when they supported the Lidio range and or when they supported the PG&E's redoing of their generators. And even though when members of our supervisors were serving on the Planning Commission who did not support that, but at that time Chamber of Commerce even sent Ms. Tricia Wilmore all the way to San Francisco to show the support of Chamber of Commerce position. So just because at this time Chamber of Commerce happened to be on your side of the fence, using them only when it's a tool that works for you is not fair unless you're looking at the bigger picture. Then we were told today that we have to fill in the position of the supervisor who's not with us. And I don't think any one of us ever promised that if a supervisor of that district is not in position to make a decision, that will come in the aid of that supervisor. And I say this with all due respect because I think Supervisor Gibson is a gentleman and a scholar, and I have a pleasure working with him. But the example this morning when Supervisor Ovitt tried to get something going in his district dealing with Pastor Robles' disposal company, 4 of us were against him in his presence. So it's not something that you need to take for granted that just because it's important for that district supervisor, each one of us are elected for the reasons that the majority chose to elect us. I find it interesting that Ms. Mullen was here this morning, who never had anything good to say about me in the past, now, or in the future, wrote a letter to the governor telling him why I shouldn't be on the Coastal Commission. Today she asked me to be her voice on this board. I find that very interesting, and I didn't appreciate being put on the spot, even though I wasn't the only one, but let me address that. Mr. Cursell, who I largely respect, brought up the issue of popularity contest, that it has taken already place in the 2nd District. Fortunately or unfortunately for me, I did support Popper prior to my election, and it was an issue during my election, and I stand here in front of you as a re-elected supervisor by 75%. Even though there were a lot of efforts from North County, I don't want to mention the person's names who happened to be here, to call a member of a Nipomo person who's also in the audience to say, would you run against Mr. Shahjan? We'll support you with money and manpower. And now they're here today asking for my support. I find that very interesting.